violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Tonight, the Hall County Sheriff's Office is identifying a murder victim whose remains were found in Flowery Branch. It happened last month. This picture in this sketch right here is 19-year-old Sarai Llanos Gomez. Her remains were found in a wooded area off of Paradise Point.
Wow. So we have a burrito sister who was murdered and dumped in the woods. It is not looking good out here, y'all.
Her body was found on June 20th. Police say this is an ongoing investigation. Hall County officials identified a murder victim who was found in a wooded area. This is near Flowery Branch last month. Sarai Llanos Gomez. Her killer remains a mystery, still on the run tonight. And we're learning more about the Ecuadorian teenager. Our very own Paula Searle joins us live in the studio. So, Paula, you actually spoke with her mom, right?
I did just hours ago, Ron. Sarai was just 19 years old and a mother of 2 children. She moved to the U.S. last year from Ecuador to make money and send it back home to her children and mother.
She came to the U.S. to bust it wide open. You know, that's what it comes down to, guys. To make money. Yeah, okay. And that's the sad part that people don't speak about. Intercourse trafficking. There are levels to this stuff, okay? A lot of people want you to think that it's like some situation in Taken where, oh, the girl travels and get kidnapped. No, a lot of the times they already have correspondence in the States to set them up to do what they want to do. They come out here. They get connected. She's a beautiful woman. Obviously, people are going to gravitate toward her. And she trusted the wrong people, it looks like.
But when she got to Georgia, her mother says Sarai was blindsided by the job offer that she got.
She moved to the U.S. from Ecuador and they kidnapped my baby. Now her 2 babies, who are only 3 and a year and a half, are left without a mom.
Gardenia Gomez in tears, separated from her daughter's body by thousands of miles and many, many questions.
When exactly did she die? Where? Why her?
She last heard from her daughter, 19-year-old Sarai Llanos Gomez, on June 14th and notified the Ecuadorian consulate in Atlanta. 6 days later, a decomposing body was found in a wooded area near Flowery Branch Bay.
I'm telling you guys, she wasn't, I mean, that's not enough time to just, if you're going to be trafficked, they're going to keep you alive. They're going to keep you drugged up, but they're going to keep you alive. Okay. Their intention is not to kill you. This is what I think happened. She came out here to sell that WAP. And she ran across a John who got too attached. She probably wanted to leave. He didn't want her to leave. That's when it becomes kidnapping. And he took her life. Or maybe she just ran across a John who was also a serial killer.
Then on Monday, Gomez got the call she's been dreading. The body had been identified as her daughter's.
Yeah, so proof of life on the 14th, and then body turns up on the 25th. Not enough time to say, oh, it was an organized sex trafficking ring. Like, no.
Aquí en Atlanta, en Buckhead.
The last thing we know is she was staying in a hotel in Buckhead and that it seems to be a crime.
Staying in a hotel.
Juan Ventimilla with the consulate explains Sarai.
Oh, yeah. Look at her. I mean, very beautiful. Very voluptuous. She was definitely an escort. It's unfortunate. But somebody, I mean, the way that these escorts move, this is what you got to understand. They move by references. So somebody probably gave her a bad reference, period.
He moved to the U.S. last year, first to Chicago, then to Atlanta, where she was offered a waitressing job at a Buckhead hotel. But the job wasn't what she had signed up for. Instead, it was to become a sex worker, according to Gomez. One day before she disappeared.
So she got a waitressing job and They said it was intercourse work instead. Doesn't sound right to me. I mean, you have to agree to those terms. And, oh, you're a waitress, boom, boom, bap. You know, they usher you in.
Sarai told her mother she tried turning it down.
From the little information we have, we know she was living alone. She had moved here to make more money as a waitress.
That money she wanted to send back home to help her mother and 2 children. Now her mother is trying to get her back home to Ecuador.
They want to send her body back to me in ashes. I want her body. How else will I know it's really her?
Now, the Hall County Sheriff's Office says investigators are still looking for a man as a person of interest tied to this case. So take a look at this sketch. The spokesperson tells me tonight that he has not yet been identified by name and that the investigation is still ongoing and active.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all.
We're also following a developing story in Hall County. The sheriff's office just identifying a murder victim found in a wooded area near Flowery Branch last month. Her name is Sarai Llanos Gomez, and right now her killer remains a mystery, still on the run. Sarai was just 19 years old and a mother.
19 and already selling that WAP to the highest bidder. And she bad, no doubt. She is bad to the bone. I'm talking about tough. And this is what a lot of men are talking about. And you know, I wish that she was not murdered. I wish that these dudes were not freaking homicidal simps, but they are. And these are the guys who end up paying, not all of them, but these are a lot of the guys who end up paying for the WAP. They're homicidal simps, and they really have a hatred for these women. Okay? Because these women would never choose them unless they came with a bag, and those men resent them for that, and that's why he killed her.
Mother of 2. She moved to the U.S. last year from Ecuador to make money and send it back to her children and her mother. Now her mother is searching for
Imagine being a child and your mom is sending you back thought pocket money. Like, obviously the kids don't know where the money's coming from, but I guarantee, like, her mom's trying to spin this near, oh, she was forced into sex trafficking. No, honey, she was a sole proprietor. She was selling it by herself. This is why women need pimps. I'm tired of this. Oh, independent. No, you can't do it without a man. A woman can't even sell. Let's keep it a buck. A woman can't sell pussy without a man because another man will take it straight up. So you can't do it without a man. You need a man. I don't care if it's virtual, if you on OF and virtually doing it, you still gonna need a man to protect you, because when you go out in them streets and one of them simps recognize you, oh yeah, I guarantee that they will not be scared to approach you when you're alone. But if you are by the side of a man, he's definitely going to back off.
Answers. Here's 11 Alive's Paulo Cerro.
She moved to the U.S. from Ecuador and they kidnapped my baby.
They kidnapped. I mean, even the burrito mothers out here, they are delusional. No, she was not kidnapped. She was definitely murdered, but she was selling the WAP with her own free will and volition. And like I said, she needed a PIMP. I don't know what you heard about me. Okay, she needed one of those.
Now her 2 babies, who are only 3 and a year and a half, are left without a mom.
Gardenia Gomez in tears, separated from her daughter's body by thousands of miles and many questions.
Damn,
when exactly did she die? Where? Why her?
She last heard from her daughter, 19-year-old Sarai Llanos Gomez, on June 14th and notified the Ecuadorian consulate in Atlanta. 6 days later, a decomposing body was found in a wooded area near Flowery Branch Bay.
Is that, I mean, is that what they producing in Ecuador? Shit. They breeding them right out there. I mean, it's a tragedy that she was taken out for real.
Then on Monday, Gomez got the call she's been dreading. The body had been identified as her daughter's.
Back in Atlanta, in Buckhead.
The last thing we know is she was staying in a hotel in Buckhead and that it seems to be a crime.
Juan Ventimilla with the consulate explained Sarai moved
Damn, she was tough.
to the U.S. last year, first to Chicago, then to Atlanta, where she was offered a waitressing job at a Buckhead hotel. But the job wasn't what she had signed up for. Instead, it was to become a sex worker, according to Gomez.
Bruh, why are they running with this narrative like the job was the one? If the job was the one who got her into intercourse trafficking, then dox the building, right? Why wouldn't you say the bar or the whatever, the hotel that had her serving these cocktails and then forcing her into trafficking? No, this is what happened. She was serving the beers and some old white guy came up to her and said, "Hey, baby, you know, how much would it cost to da-da-da-da-da?" And boom, that's literally all it took. Nobody forced her to do this. Come on.
One day before she disappeared, Sarai told her mother she tried turning it down.
De la poca información.
From the little information we have, we know she was living alone. She had moved here to make more money as a waitress.
That
Make more money as a waitress. Cap, you ain't making, I mean, you can make decent money as a waitress, but the money that she was trying to make to send back, enough money to stay in a hotel? Dude, I mean, all of this, these are the signs of a intercourse worker. She's staying in a hotel. Why didn't she get an apartment? I mean, I'm sure she could have convinced a simp to put his name on the lease. I mean, keep it a buck.
money she wanted to send back home to help her mother and 2 children. Now her mother is trying to get her back home to Ecuador.
They want to send her body back to me in ashes. I want her body. How else will I know it's really her?
Damn, she bad.
The Hall County Sheriff's Office
She
says
go too.
investigators are still looking for a man as a person of interest tied to this case. Take a look at this sketch. The man has not been identified by name. If you have any information or think you recognize the person in this sketch, call the Hall County Sheriff's Office.
Now we want to get to breaking news. Police say a man confessed to killing a woman in Gwinnett County and dumping her body in a wooded part of Hall County.
Y'all seen it.
Wooded.
He definitely looks like a John. Definitely. These glider gremlins are on demon time.
Wooded part of Hall County. And Channel 2's Matt Johnson is live right now at Gwinnett County Police Headquarters. Matt, police believe the victim met the suspect for sex and he killed her.
Told you. Bruh, I'm Kobe with the shot. I can read these situations. Oh, she refused the job. No, she didn't. She said $1,500 just to smash. I'm down. I'm game. And this is where these guys are messing up, bro. I don't see how they get to the point of killing, you know, a beautiful woman like this. Bruh, just pay the money and do what you gotta do. She gonna charge you more than she charged the last one, of course, because of the way that you look. Oh man, it's ridiculous, bro. These simps are out here crazy. This is why I tell you, like, the lust of the flesh. Like, these OF models really think that they're not doing anything wrong, and y'all are just mistaken. Playing with the lust factor of these men out here is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that's right, Fred. And there's an additional investigation to figure out if she was a victim of human trafficking at the time of her death. But police say that this killer killed this 19-year-old Ecuadorian woman who had just come to the U.S. recently at his home in Duluth and then took her to a wooded part of Hall County. Right now, that man is in jail. Let's show you a picture of the suspect. His name is Timothy Krueger, now in the Gwinnett County Jail, accused of murder. Police say he met 19-year-old Sarai Gomez for sex, and then she came to his home in Duluth near Cardinal Lake on June 16th. On June 20th, Hall County authorities found...
So she pulled up to his crib to smash. I don't know what she was charging. She might have wanted extra money. Probably said $1,500. I don't know. Maybe she said $500. Maybe she said $300. Who knows? but it obviously ended in her being killed.
Found her body and made a sketch to try to identify her. She was eventually identified, and Krueger became a possible suspect while they worked to make an arrest. Yesterday, police in Gwinnett County served a search warrant at his home and brought him in, where they say he later confessed. A separate investigation is underway to figure out if Gomez was being trafficked at the time of her murder.
Come on. Oh my, trafficked. God, Jesus, get the... This is why the human trafficking is it's a freaking lie. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It obviously happens, and it's a very serious thing. But let me tell you something. These women are willing participants. Now, the fact that he killed her is not right, but what I'm telling you is that they're selling the WAP because they want to, and maybe a little bit because they have to, but it's the path of least resistance. They are apathetic to it. It doesn't matter if they have to do it. Whatever is going to get them the amount of money that they want to have, they're going to do that. Whether it's having intercourse, whether it's stripping, whether it's being a waitress and all this kind of stuff, whatever it is, they're willing to do it for the bag.
Certainly, sex work and sex trafficking is an ongoing issue. Anyone that is involved in that line of work that's being trafficked, we want to try to help those people as much as we can, and we have a lot of resources invested in combating human trafficking.
And right now, we're working to learn more about Gomez and the investigation. We'll, of course, bring you the latest on Channel 2 Action News starting at 4. Live in Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
Matt, thank you. The investigation continuing, and 19 years old.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.